Tonight, while you sleep, your brain will launch a secret operation. In the quiet of your room, it will go through everything you experienced today, every thought, every face. And then it will start erasing. Some memories will be locked in a safe, made stronger, more permanent. Others will be mercilessly destroyed as if they never even happened. No, this isn't the plot of a new sci-fi movie. This is happening inside your head, every single night. But who's in charge? Why do we remember a silly commercial from 10 years ago, yet forget the name of someone we just met? And why is this nightly erasing, dangerous as it sounds, actually crucial for your mental health and your ability to learn anything at all? The answer might shock you, and understanding this mechanism could forever change the way you think about sleep. The brain's big nightly inventory. Imagine your brain as a massive, incredibly busy library. Every day from morning to night, you're shoving thousands of new books, articles, and notes into it. Every conversation, every message, every emotion. These are all new pieces of information piling up, creating chaos. During the day, your brain is in collect everything mode. Its goal is to absorb as much as possible without thinking too hard about what really matters. But what happens when the library closes? What happens when you go to sleep? That's when the night librarian steps in, a mysterious, super-efficient operative whose job is to take a complete inventory. This librarian doesn't sleep, it works. Its job is to sift through all the day's mess and make decisions. Which books deserve a permanent spot on the shelf in the long-term memory section, and which are just worthless scribbles that need to be thrown out to make room? This process is far from random. It's a highly organized mechanism scientists call memory consolidation and synaptic pruning. While you sleep, your brain isn't slacking off. It's actively preparing you for tomorrow, making sure you don't drown under a pile of useless information. Every night, it fights a battle for space and efficiency. And the outcome of that battle determines what you'll remember, what you'll learn, and how you'll feel when you wake up. So, how exactly does the brain decide what stays and what goes? Deep cleaning. The power of NREM. Sleep. Sleep isn't just a monotonous 8-hour nothingness. It's divided into cycles, each with different phases. For our story about memory, the first and most important stage is deep sleep, known as NREM. When you sink into it, usually during the first half of the night, your brain enters the most intense part of its nightly work. This is where something called synaptic pruning happens. It sounds complicated, but picture your brain as a dense garden. During the day, as you learn and experience new things, new branches and leaves grow in that garden. These are synapses, the connections between your neurons. Every piece of information creates new links. But if these connections kept growing unchecked, your garden would become an impenetrable jungle. Paths would be impossible to find, and new plants would have nowhere to grow. So at night, your brain becomes a gardener. During deep NREM sleep, it goes through the garden, carefully trimming everything unnecessary. How does it know what to cut? The principle is simple. Use it or lose it. Connections you frequently use during the day, those linked to strong emotions or repeated practice, are recognized as important. Not only are they preserved, but they are strengthened, turning short-term memories into long-term, stable knowledge. On the other hand, weak and rarely used connections, like the color of a car that passed by or the exact order of songs on the radio, are treated like weeds. Research in animals suggests that special cells called microglia act as cleaners, helping to remove these unnecessary synapses, freeing up mental space and energy. That's why you often feel sharper in the morning. Your brain hasn't just rested, it's spent hours reorganizing, cleaning, and strengthening what matters. That's why sleep after learning isn't a luxury. It's absolutely necessary. Without deep sleep, information remains weak and unstable, like seeds scattered to the wind. Emotional therapist. The mystery of REM sleep. After the big cleanup, the brain enters a completely different world, REM, sleep. This is the phase of rapid eye movement, the phase when we dream most vividly. If NREM was dedicated to organizing facts, REM is dedicated to emotions. Think of it as a nightly therapy session your brain conducts with itself. During the day, we experience all kinds of events, from stressful meetings to happy encounters. These memories aren't just dry information. They're colored by intense emotions. If they were stored raw, we would quickly burn out from stress, fear, or sadness. Enter REM sleep. During this phase, the brain re-experiences emotional events, but in a unique environment. Stress-related neurotransmitters like norepinephrine are dramatically reduced. This allows the brain to process the memory of an event while simultaneously softening or even removing its painful emotional charge. In other words, the brain keeps the lesson but discards the pain. You'll remember that the dog bit you and know to be careful, but over time, the memory won't trigger panic. REM sleep allows us to recover from trauma. Here's the paradox. Why do we forget dreams so easily? The answer lies in brain chemistry. While the brain is hyperactive in REM, the key systems for transferring memories to long-term storage are quiet. The hippocampus, crucial for forming new memories, is less active. That's why dreams stay trapped in a temporary state, unless you wake up mid-dream and consciously repeat it. It simply evaporates with the morning light, like mist. Why forgetting is a superpower. This whole story about erasing might sound a little bad. The idea that our brain destroys parts of our lives without permission seems like a flaw, but the truth is the exact opposite. Forgetting isn't a mistake. It's one of the brain's most important functions. It's our evolutionary superpower. Imagine if you never forgot anything. You'd remember every face in a crowd, every word of every song, every price at the store. Your brain would be clogged with useless data. Trying to remember where you left your keys would be like searching for a single book in a library buried under millions of irrelevant papers. Forgetting creates order. It allows the brain to generalize and learn rules instead of memorizing every individual example. You don't need to remember every chair you've seen to understand what a chair is. The brain erases specifics and keeps the general concept. Moreover, learning something new seems to actively help erase old, competing information. Chemical signals in the brain, like dopamine, are involved in complex processes that can simultaneously create new memories and suppress old ones, maintaining balance and preventing overload. So erasing isn't destruction, it's optimization. It's how the brain ensures the most important information is always within reach. This process allows us to adapt, learn, and survive. How to become the director of your memories. Okay, now that we know the brain runs this sophisticated operation every night, the question is, can we do anything about it? Can we somehow tell our brain what to remember? Fortunately, the answer is yes. While we can't directly control the process, our habits can strongly signal to the brain what matters. First, and most obvious, get quality sleep. It's not just about the number of hours, it's about continuity. Every time sleep is interrupted, the natural sequence of phases is disrupted, along with memory consolidation. A consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends, works wonders. Second, your environment matters. The brain needs darkness, quiet, and slightly cooler temperatures. Avoid blue light from screens at least an hour before bed. It blocks melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. Third, what you do right before bed can serve as a signal. If you want to remember something, briefly reviewing key information can tag those memories as priorities for nighttime processing. The brain favors what's fresh and emotionally relevant. Fourth, physical activity during the day improves deep sleep quality. Regular exercise not only tires you out, but also helps your brain perform its nightly tasks more efficiently. A diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants supports healthy brain cells as well. By understanding this, you stop being a passive observer and become the active director of your memory. You can't stop erasing, but you can strongly influence what gets preserved. So, your brain is a smart gardener, clearing out weeds every night so the most beautiful flowers can grow. Erasing memories isn't a loss, it's a victory for efficiency and adaptability. It's a silent, invisible process that allows us to learn, grow, and not be prisoners of our past. Sleep isn't wasted time. It might just be the most productive part of our day. Now, I'm curious about your experience. What's the strangest memory that popped up right after waking? Was it a long-forgotten childhood detail, or a solution to a problem you were thinking about? Share it in the comments. If the world of the brain fascinates you, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.